This is Ibrahim El Naggar from Italiano Endodontics. I'm from Cairo, Egypt. Today I'm with you in a pop talk. My pop talk for today is about a route to apex. We all know that the route to the apex is full of challenges. But what we have to do to beat these challenges, the answer is so simple. You have to develop a protocol to work in every case. So this protocol is so simple. We have to do access cavity. We have to do pre-enlarging for the canal, which is named pre-flaring. After that, going with the glide path that may be manual, and also it may be mechanical glide path, then moving on to the shaping and moving after that for the irrigation, and the final thing will be the obturation. The access cavity is one of the big controversial issues nowadays, but we will not discuss this in this pop talk. So what I have to say is the access cavity have to be clear. It have to view all the canals. It doesn't have to be limited, because if you limit the access cavity, you will create an error. This error may be, as in this case, you will separate an instrument in the apical part of the root, and you will lose your time to complete the treatment, trying to bypass or try even to retrieve. In this case, I just did a bypass and I was able to finish the treatment. So the job was easy from the beginning. I just have to enlarge my access cavity a little bit. After that, we have the pre-flaring. What is the pre-flaring? Pre-flaring is just the enlargement of the canal, but this single step have a big issue on the treatment. This is an extracted tooth. You can see that in this case we have the file in a working length that is 22, but after re-enlarging this case manually, we got a 21, and after that we have 21.02. What I want to say is the manual file and the lens get shortened during the treatment. So before using the working lens and before going with the apex locator, I have to do a pre-enlargement for the canals. What about this case? In this case, I was having a trouble to enter the canal, which is dentin bridge or soffit. So we have many ranges of the orifice openers and pre-enlargement files or mechanical pre-flaring files. I was able to enter the file inside the canal. I got a straight line axis, as you can see, and also I got a true working lens. What I want to say that we are only allowed to use the pre-flaring files or the orifice opener files in the coronal direction, not into the apical direction, because this will violate the precervical dentin of the tooth. Most important step during the mechanical pre-flaring, which is the relocation of the canal orifice from the wall, to the floor. We are using the orifice openers or the pre-flaring files in a Prussian direction. You can appreciate in this case, I was able to reach the apex easily just with the use of the orifice opener. And after that, I just put my manual file, the file went to the apex. I used the orifice openers in a brushing motion on the outer wall, buccal canal and lingual canal. You can see I'm just holding the manual file. Here I'm doing a manual glide path. We will discuss in the next slides. The file is progressing easily, but in the other canal, which was wide, and after pre-flaring it became more wide, the file went without any use of manual glide path. So what is the manual glide path? Manual glide path simply is the use of the manual file to reach the apex and get a patency, and after that we will get the working lens. It may be needed, it may be essentiality in difficult case, like in this case, reaching the apex into the distal buccal canal took a lot of time. But is it possible to do it without my hand? Yes, we can use a reciprocating hand piece, so we can attach this file to this handpiece, and the handpiece will do the job. It will move in a direction of 30 forward and 30 reverse. So this action is very safe. I cannot do this action with my files in a predictable way in every case. In this case, you can see I was having trouble to enter the canal, so I attached my handpiece on my manual file and let it to do the job. You can see how smooth the file is progressing, extremely safe, 30 forward and 30 back, and I also can adjust the speed. Then I went to another canal. So simple, so safe, no risk, and after that I was able to catch the hand file with my hand and trying to read the apex. The job is done. So simple. But sometimes we need to do mechanical pre-enlargement for the canal. In this case also, that I used the manual glide pass, I was in a necessity to use a mechanical glide pass. What else? In cases of MB2, after pre-enlarging the canal with the orifice opener, here I get the catch, checking first if it is an apex, if it's a canal. So because we may have false catch many times. Okay, we went directly with the rotary, taking the advantage of the taper of the instruments. So we did pre-enlargement because it was impossible to enter this canal using just manual files. As you can see, with no brush, just letting the instrument to flow in and out, in and out, in and out, and we now have the orifice of the MB2. But the job will not end till here. We have to shape the canal, we have to clean the canal, we have to fill the canal. So I started to use a mechanical glide pass to be safe, not to shape the canal directly, and you can see and appreciate how easily the file entered to the working lens. What about the shape? If you want to facilitate shaping, we have to go with the step-down technique. The step-down technique is dividing the canal into coronal 1/3, middle 2/3, and apical 1/3. Okay, so what we will do is the scouting and enlargement of the middle and the coronal part. After that, establishment of the working lens and the patency, then the apical finishing. Let's see a case. The same case before. I started to prepare the coronal and the middle third of the canal with 2506 because it was pretty large after the using of the orifice opener. You can see here pre-enlargement of the canal entrances till the middle 2/3. Just remember that the file of the orifice opener have to be limited to the coronal direction. After that, I was able to finish the case with the 2504 to be much more conservative, not to bring the 2506 till the apex in a tight canal. You can see the file reached the apex, so simple, and we are floating the chamber with irrigant solution. Why? To make the file clean every time the file get out, and make the file clean every time the file will get inside the canal. The final thing with irrigation. After doing mechanical shaping, after doing the manual shaping, we just entered 40% of the canal. What about the 60%? What about these laterals? What about these isthmuses? So clear that this is the rule of irrigation. In this case, you can see we have two different types of anatomy. In the same root, we have a focal canal and we have an apical delta. In a straightforward case, it's not a problem to deliver the irrigating solution to the apex, but the problem comes when we are trying to deliver the irrigant solution into the apical part of the root in the curved canals. So in this case, I shifted from the normal metal needle to another one, which is polymeric needle. I just want to deliver my irrigant till the apical part of the root without any debris, without any blockage, so it will follow the anatomy. Doing this will bring us to the apex. Thank you.